That's right. Good evening, everybody. Good evening to the potential media houses that are here, to the incoming staff of Gambians Got Talent Company Limited, to our host, Amharid Restaurant, Jibril Gando and Co., to all the delegates that are here, to the entire membership of staff of Gambians Got Talent Company Limited, to Virtuoso Multimedia GM Plus for being with me, cognizant of the fact that this is where I'll be doing my baddest domain exclusively with them, to VM International TV for being here, and then to our able founder, CEO, and managing director of this noble organization, Mori Jalo, aka MJ, aka Le Lion de la Teranga. To Bad Boy Dada Hussein, the greatest in the country, who is here, cognizant of the fact that D-Jobs has a higher regard and flyer for him, who is here on this table, cognizant of the fact that D-Jobs is all about homegrown talents, cognizant of the fact again that D-Jobs is all about the Gambia. This is why I had to tell him, my younger brother, I want you to be here because the CEO definitely want us to have a brand ambassador, and there cannot be any greater brand ambassador than you. So Hussein Dada, a very good evening to you. I am glad that you are here. To all music enthusiasts, because there are people that are here that are not part of GGT, but they are loyal and potential music enthusiasts. They have to make sure that we have a very, very fine and serene entourage. That is why when we hit pipeline, and then some people were like, well, are we having whatever wedding reception? I said, no, this should be a powerful entourage because the Gambia's most industrious individual is involved. And that is who? MJ Lelion de la Teranga. He was away, but then he had to come back to invest. And, all the time I would say, I respect Gambians that will be away for some time, or for several times, but then they will always come back to invest. So for the fact that MJ came back to invest, to found such a noble organization, to establish Gambia's Got Talent is something that is huge. So we cannot be myopic over the reality that MJ, you are the utmost Samaritan, and every president would definitely want to have you around. So in my capacity as the baddest manager, the anchorman of this noble session, the first ever communications director for this noble company, I am very much honored and happy to be the anchor or the host of this noble gathering. So I welcome all of you proper to this noble setup. I would like to apologize that we had to start late because of some technical issues, but then it is better late than never. So I am impressed. Hussein, I know you came here earlier. You are the most time-conscious artist in this country, so to speak. Again, our staff that are here, the Gambians Got Talent, to get to the event proper, the purpose of this gathering is to have a signing ceremony, the official signing ceremony, and the handing over of your employment letters to potential young people that are in the Gambia. And then it's very obvious that when you have potential young people, their expertise and they approach you based on their expertise, there is no way that you would not allow them or give them opportunity for them to work with you. We are here on this reality. That's why I don't want Bell Aqua to show because they don't sponsor us. So we will not give relevant to anybody that doesn't sponsor anyway. That's right. So I am very grateful that I was the first ever contacted and contracted communications director for this noble company, Gambians Got Talent Company Limited. And just to run into a little, story. I know some people will be like, that is his nature. I'm not trying to speak in parables or to leave the main theme or the main reason of our gathering, but I'm just to run you through little history. When MJ decided to involve Gambians in this noble initiative, it took him 7 years to make his research in the industry. He was in the UK and he was coming and going, and it was last year that he decided to register this legally, which means the Gambians Got Talent Company Limited has its trade license from BAC, its certificate of incorporation from Chambers, of course, its team certificate from GRA, its business certificate from GPPA, its legal copyright paper from the Copyright Office of the Gambia, meaning there is nobody who can set up any Gambians Got Talent anywhere apart from this noble organization. So that's right. So when he said, I definitely want to scout for competence, MJ understands very well that whenever you mention competence, competition is crippled. And then somebody told him, MJ, you'll go around and about, but there is one person that you need to see, and that person is D Jobs. Little do I know that MJ, in fact, is married to my sister, until and unless when he reached out to me. And then we had this little chit chat somewhere at Weringara, and then he said, bro, I called you because this is what I have on the table. But along the line, he has also met up some wheelchair strategists in our industry. People that will not be able to do you anything or do anything for you, but they will come with profound ideas. They are, some cocktail philosophers. We have them here, but then that's the reality. Well, MJ was so much conscious, because if he had listened to some wheelchair strategists, we would not have been here today talking about this signing ceremony. He took his time to ask about prominent individuals in the industry. And when he came to tell me, I had gone through so many hurdles before I came to you. Your sister, Jibe, is my wife. And I'm meant to understand you all come from Brikama. I want us to do this. And he displayed the proposals to me. All the documents that I needed to see. I did not even ask for all these legal documents that I've mentioned. So I went through the documents, I checked, he said, I want us to be, on this. Tell me what you can do, and then I will bring you in. I did what I had to do. He definitely brought me in. And when I came in, before we could, get settled to talk about so many issues around what we want to do as GGT, we got a call from another potential youngster in the country, Mr. Aliuka, Mr. Alhaji Aliuka. He's the one sitting down there. He will not forgive you if you don't call him Alhaji. Yes, because anybody that is called Alhaji, that person should be respected. So the title Alhaji, I cannot call Ali without, the Alhaji coming. That's right, Ali. He was the first person that reached us out after my contract establishment with MJ. And then when he reached us out and said, brother, I also had a similar organization, and it's called Home of Talents. And I said, brilliant. He said, but we had our activity. I think this was one activity or two, but then it seems our activity is your company. I want us to meet to see how best we can work together. Here, I want this to be very much captured. You know why? Most Gambians are not candid when it comes to establishment realities, and this is why I did mention agent implants of instability, wheelchair strategies, cocktail philosophers, because whenever you initiate, instead of for them to come and echo similar sentiments with you, form joint reality with you, joint partnership with you for you to grow, they will stand to hold you back. Now in reality, this country, we all have what I call PhD, pull him down or pull her down. He could have done like others have done, but then he did not. He tried to reach out, and then when he reached out, he was well served. I said, Ali, I definitely want to grant you audience. Come, let's talk. He came, we met up at LP, MJ was there, we had a meaningful chit chat. And I realized very well that Ali is not somebody that is self-centered or selfish. Ali is very industrious. And that is why he had to reach us out for us to talk mutually. So we established a mutual vibe. Said here we will vibe positively. There will be no negativity. Gentility is very important. Whatever dialogue cannot solve, brutality cannot. So we sat together and then discuss. You understand the dynamics of our operation. So say, look, in fact, we are all the same breeds. So let's club together and dagger. So no problem. You will get back to your people and we will have a second gathering. Now, in his second coming, I saw potential young people, the likes of Mamad Sar, the likes of Ba, the likes of Ture Mandi Mori, the likes of Sise, the fastest orator that I've ever met in this country. his repertoire level is A1. He also came along. And I met Koroma, our event planner, an expert at that. But when we met up, I said, still, this is not complete there, because I am only seeing what guys, only men. So we cannot be Al-Qaeda somewhere. I want us to be very colorful, and the only way we can be colorful is when we include women in our dealing. And I said again, I fully remember that I am in for the matrachi, not for the patrachi. On your third coming, you came with bilingual Miss F, the bilingual Fatamata. You came and then we talk. I realized very well she speaks different languages. And then on that day she spoke well, because we had given you little time for all of you, to speak so that we can interact. We did all that. We said, we would have released press notice to say we need staff. But then based on your expertise and qualifications, we said you can apply. And then we will make this a closed door interaction. So you applied, and we realized that you are all qualified. CEO MJ is somebody who is very inclined in terms of management matters and professionalism. He said, D-Jobs, I want everybody to show interest to their various expertise. This was what brought about it, all of you applying. Along the line, we also realized that there is this productive and industrious Nigerian in this country who is so much informed. He's the one sitting there. I like the fact that he is very proactive. Put your hands together for him. His name. And he couldn't also wait for MJ to, I wouldn't even know his name, to be honest, because MJ told me about him 2 times, but then the second time I have seen the messages that he sent to CEO MJ. So I had to take my time to peruse through all the messages that he sent. Now, when I perused through the messages, I told MJ that this guy is definitely industrious and so much knowledgeable. He knows what he does. I said, he is somebody that we can definitely open our doors to, for him to come for us to work. Because one thing that I believe in is, unionism calls for collective responsibility. If you go alone, you will go fast. If you go with people, you go far. Going with people for you to go far is what is so much appealing to D-Jobs. And I said, we will definitely have him in. Along the line, we also look around the industry. And I said, we would need some big jockeys in this team. Because talent showcase, there are so many things involved. Now, imagine if we have to stage this event at anywhere in this country where we would have to play songs for people to dance, and then where we will allow others to mimic. Obviously, we must have big jockeys. Now, I suggested a youngster in the industry again by the name of Viper, DJ Viper. He's also sitting down there. He's also a side type anyway. Viper is officially Miss Jovi's big jockey, her backup DJ. And then, we established that. Around that also, I said we would definitely need a brand ambassador. So many suggestions have been given. I said, I think I will propose for the Gambia's only bad boy, the Gambia's only lyrical, the most outspoken artist, aka Hussein Dada, is right here with us. Put your hands together for him. Bad boy Dada, I said he will be somebody that I will recommend for us to cordially work with Gambians Got Talent. And then it so happened, when I established my baddest domain, we had a moment there, and I did mention that one of the potential sponsors is Gambians Got Talent. And I said, subsequently, we would definitely need you. And we have not put anything on paper yet, but then he has been honoring all our invitations. Again, I want this to be well captured, because I am from the industry, and I know the attitude of the industry. This is a guy who has zero ego. He is not egocentric. Hussein is open to everybody. Hussein is friendly to everybody. In fact, one of the reasons why he has grown potentially is not for the fact that he can only sing and be on stage. It's for the fact that he is the most accommodative artist in the industry. Somebody who has no iota of ego. Anytime you call him, he will be present. And this is why he is here with us. Thank you very much one more time, Dindima. So to speak, we are here for reality to establish, based on the fact that we don't want to bring or to see any social media stunt after this particular session. On the 23rd of August, we'll be launching this noble company at OIC. But before the launch event, we want to make sure that we observe this, we punctuate this in capital merits, so that we will be signing documents with you and be giving your appointment letters for operations to start proper. the entire Gambia would know that Home of Talent had come to form the most noble merger with Gambians Got Talent. And this is why after we had received all your applications, we know your distinctions in terms of expertise. This is why we are here, to make sure that we have this done and to make sure that the media would capture it. I did mention about the presence of the media, but then one key thing that is important is VM is part of GGT, so he is one of our potential media personnel that we had brought to this noble company so that we can work together. So VM, I appreciate your coming. This is not a funeral event that you are covering. You are VM of everybody. He goes everywhere, you know, but this one is a more peaceful occasion that we are witnessing anyway. I have to say that for some good reasons anyway. That's the reality, that peace will prevail, and that is why in your symbolic appearance we are seeing what? All white. Except, you know, when you decided to swag it a little bit, and I love that. I love how Fatmata swag it, and all of you. That's the fact of the matter, because you understand that for you to work in a talent company, it also have to do with somebody's youthful swagger. And if you look at all this incoming new staff, everybody is handsome and beautiful. I like that, the way you portray yourself to the public. So we are here based on this reality. And then I will definitely go by the program schedule proper. That before having the sign-in segment, I would give our able founder, CEO, and general manager of this noble company to state few words. And before coming here also, behind the scene, he told me something very clear, that D-Jobs, your responsibility is to talk. And I said, yes, sir. I know. He said, is to talk. He said, okay. He said, again, is to talk. Talk, talk, and talk. Be my Jalibakuyate. I don't believe in too much talking. So that's the fact of the matter. Everybody said I should do all the talkings, but then to whom much is given, little is not expected. He is the one that established this. So we should accord him all the respect for him to be able to say something. And I told him, MJ, you don't need to be Lakuasios or Garunos for D-Jobs to value you. You just need to be innovative and receptive for D-Jobs to value you. You are innovative, you are accommodative, you are receptive, so D-Jobs will value you. Whether you are Lakuasios or not, you will be with D-Jobs. So, my able CEO, the mics are for you, tentatively. Put your that's right. I will hold them for you.
Come on. It's okay, no problem. That's right. Yeah, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure having you all here seated to grand audience and then to respect the invitation that was done by the communication director as per our event, that is the signing of this, about the signing ceremony. This was sometimes when we did this. I said, I don't believe on behind the scene in operations. I believe whatever we do should be transparent and be visual. And with saying so or thinking so, we definitely need to put this into effect, which makes me so believe and so comfortable to say, look, the jobs, yes, what do you think? And he said, look, I was thinking of the same, that we need to make this a ceremonial thing, not just behind the scene like you did with me. Because we, you know, when I contacted him and contacted him, it was me, him with the cameraman, and then VM International here. So I thank each and everyone here, all the media houses, but also other media houses, and then my car, who also has a media house that has this cameras here put, Reveal Multimedia, and then my able boss, the biggest artist, and we pray that he will become the biggest artist in this country. But because sometimes when I have my own ways of analyzing things and people, I'm a type that I don't believe on what people say about you, but what I see in you. So when I come downtown to say I have to organize this company, it was Reveal Multimedia's Janet, who is standing behind there, who has a knowledge with this, with me, and Keba. So when we established this thing, I said I just need to have a different thing in the Gambia. Our sector, we know that we have our sector, yes, but then we Africans, if you talk about the British, if you talk about the Americans or other Asian countries, they have their culture. This is why it's so difficult to own a copyright of global talent, because what you do in England and what I will do in Gambia is different. Although there might be similarities in other aspects, but not 100%. And this is not something that will warrant you to suspend me of not doing this. And this company was registered last year. This is something that I have been thinking for like decades, like almost 7 years now. So when I was like doing the feasibility studies to not understand how do I go about this, like it's not every time you have to go to school to read things. Sometimes you research to get the experience, because experience goes to expertise. And there's no way that we can succeed as Gambians if we don't empower Gambia. And then talents in general in Gambia, when you talk about talent, it's just to capture what I spoke with Yelba Kuyate. He said, look, when you talk about talent, you just think about singing. He did mention many other activities that are under talent. And as Gambians Got Talent, as he said, we have little to say today, because our launching is ahead, and that's the very day we'll do a testimony of what is it about, for the world to understand what exactly we're coming to do. And just to remind you, as he said, Gambians Got Talent is not owned by anybody but for the Gambians. And we don't believe on saying I, we believe on we. And I believe every genuine Gambians definitely will come up to support the agenda of Gambians, because we believe you need to be empowered in the arts sector. We need to support each other, to respect and value our art players. That is very sad to see sometimes when our artists are going out of the country. I did mention this one time to him. I said, look, we're trying to disrespect our artists. And these I'm calling the international promoters that are definitely hiring our Gambian artists, taking them to the international world to understand that artists have a value. When you call an artist from Nigeria to say, they're going to tell you, these are a list of people, this is the hotel, this is the car that they want to use. And this is something that you will do or live. And we cannot also be in a situation whereby we are being belittled or disrespected internationally. If you cannot afford to sponsor an artist with his total team, definitely don't even try to take him individual. Because in one, you're risking his life. An artist needs his DJ behind him. An artist needs his security behind him. An artist needs his manager behind him. An artist needs his dancers around him. An artist needs his advisory bodies around him. And this is not something that you do by just saying, I'm going. Some artists I know, they struggle to get ticket. They pay their ticket, they struggle. Somebody who's out there is not, they okay, no, and then he knows something about what I'm talking about. So there are times that we need to understand that Gambians, we have potential. Look, there are people that we are hiring from Nigeria or any part of the world here. Our Gambians artists are definitely more higher level than them when it comes to the knowledge. How do I mean? Because the message that they serve, that they filter, this is telling you that Gambian artists has a knowledge, they have an experience, but they didn't have the proper management procedures. And in any administration, professionalism, proper coordination, and respect is what takes you. And as for Gambians Got Talent, we could have done this out of media. We could have met behind the scene, we just signed. Or I can do as, I'm sorry, you might take it offensive, but it's not. Like how Home Talent did with you guys before. That is to say, you are this, you are this. And when you're coming to a company have component. They have their strategy plan, operational strategy procedures, and protocols and ethics. And this cannot be put in place when we are not following the due protocols of a legal registered company. This is why I said, look, I accept your proposal that you want to work with Gambians Got Talent, but Gambians Got Talent is a company that is fully flat registered legally. Even the copyright is owned by the Gambians Got Talent, like DJ just said. That I tell him, you need to say everything, because I don't want to speak, but I need to make so people understand. You understand? So I said to him, look, this is it. Let's do this ceremoniously. Let's Gambians understand that Gambians Got Talent is not just here to form a gang of just trying to rob people. How do I mean? To organize something to get 1 or 2 shows, you get money. You never hear them again. And there are many of this nature in this country. And Gambians Got Talent have a vision, and our vision is countrywide. So therefore, we urge all Gambians and all government, local governments, sector players, businessmen to come on board to support the Gambian own thing for the establishment of our own thing, which is Gambians Got Talent, where we will expose and explore our talented individual from grassroots to a different level. So thank you for your kind attention.
That's right. Please, one more time, put your hands together for my CEO. Well spoken. It's important that you mention our capability, our capacity as Gambians, and how peak and teak we are in terms of knowledge, in terms of cultural values, in terms of traditional instruments, in terms of mobility, which is key. And I told someone earlier before we came down here to say, I mean, the vision of this organization is very simple: to scout, showcase, and expose talents. Very simple. I know working around that will definitely be difficult, because I can just imagine that day when we will be going around and about this country to scout for talents from Carton to Koina, and to work on our auditions, to stage the main event, and also to expose the great ones from the main event. One more time, thank you, Mr. MJ, aka Le Leon de la Teranga. Next, I would like to call on this country's most garrulous artist, the most accommodative, the most talented, who is going to be our next ambassador. Inshallah Rabbi, God's willing, nothing will stop that. And then here we have our orthodoxy. This is a man from the spotlight. I am a man from the music industry. So we have special ways in which we introduce our artists, and we also urge the audience to receive them in that manner. So ladies and gentlemen, I want all of you to assert an enthusiastic round of applause for Hussein Dada. That's right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, D-Jobs. Thank you, MJ. Good evening, everyone. Watch here right now. I'm just gonna say that it's a big pleasure, for me to be here right now, because there are a lot of Gambians or Gambian artists that are out there. So like D-Jobs said, 1 week ago we had an interview. It was a great interview as well, and he told me about MJ. And I was like, I cannot wait to meet the guy. I cannot wait to meet the guy, because they have great plans that will really help the youth of Gambia, the youths in Gambia, so coming here too, I had a little discussion with D-Jobs, about the whole initiative, and I was like, what is it going to be about? And then he said something that was very, very captivating, which is we're not just focusing, on the people around this ends. We want to move around, we want to tour around to see talents from different places in Gambia, and when you say talent, it doesn't just have to do with music. But let me just set an example with the music, because normally when you talk about artists, they only talk about artists that are in this area, the towns. But in the villages, you don't see artists in the villages getting that much hype or people talking about them, but with this initiative, it's going to change that, because if they go to the rural areas, the villages, and then happen to be that there are talents there that are way bigger than the ones here, and then bringing this talents on TV, bringing these talents out there to the world, it will really help a lot of people out there, because most of them, they have the talent, but they don't have the courage. They don't have the people to give them the courage to do better, and then at the end of the day, you see they are discouraged, they don't feel like they have what it takes, because there is nobody giving them that extra push, that will make them feel like, we can all do it, so I believe, this is something that's going to go very far, inshallah, and then we all together, coming together, this is something that we have to support, and then he makes a very clear point, is Gambians prioritizing Gambians, which is him talking about, if Gambians are traveling, be it an athlete, a musician or whatever, dancer or whatever, you traveling with the people that can help you to achieve what it is that you want to achieve out there. For instance, I traveled not long ago to Europe. I didn't go with my DJ. I didn't end up going up with anybody, just myself. But Alhamdulillah, it didn't go the wrong way. It didn't go south, but it could have. It could have went south for me. Which is to go there and then your DJ is not there, your security is not there. So your safety could be at risk. So with development on this end, can change that. Which is artists traveling, with their team, with their people that will make them feel safe in any environment around the world. So this is something that's very great, and I'm very happy to be here. And a big congrats to all the employees. And then I just want to say a big good luck to this company, and then I will be here whenever you guys need me. Thank you guys so much.
That's right. Good orator. Like I said, he is very, very much outspoken, and that is so much evident. His level of maturity, and everything. I definitely rate Hussein. And here again, GGT, is a talent company. So you need potential young people in this company in different aspects. So I am very happy that even the artists that we have, within us is somebody who is outspoken. So that's it. Mr. CEO, I now would go ahead with this most important segment, which is the signing of the contract documents and also the official submission of the appointment letters to these potential young people that are here. Like I said earlier, they were the ones that approached for a unique merger, and based on that approach, we were able to realize their capacity, their qualification and everything. So that is the segment that we would now be having in this session, and I will definitely have this singular honor to invite Hussein Dara to be the one to be unveiling all these envelopes, as we will be presenting them to the rightful owners, and then we will be signing them as well. So yes, exactly. I would also like to get a pen. I would like to call on Mr. Aliukar. I don't want to state the positions at the moment, but then Mr. Aliukar, please put your hands together for him. That's right. Yes, so I will excuse you. Yes, exactly. Yeah. Yes. The cards are also here, but these people, you have to place the root. I think you will still hear if I speak, right? Yeah, okay. Anyway, yes, we have the cards here, and we want this to be a very, very complete set. So I will start it with, all these things are important to be so we'll be capturing them. No, you are also my hype man.
He is my baddest man.
That's right. So, Hussein, I would love you to reveal this envelope. No, you will reveal it. Yes, exactly. Because they are all sealed. Yes. You want it to be a peak official matter. Very good. Yes, that's Ali cards. So you place it here for the CEO to. Yes, exactly. Thank you so much. Thank you, Hussein. So, Mr. CEO, I would guide you as well, and we would still. Yeah. Nice. So there we go. CEO, I would love you to do the signing, Ali. Yes, exactly. Yes, voila.
Is she going to read?
No. It's called VM. You are very informal. You gotta be here.
You have the.
Yes, that's right. Yes, exactly. Yes. So then you can sign. Thank you very much. So you can see us.
He's
That's right.
doing the presentation.
Yes, yes. Hussein? Very well. That's right.
Just call it.
Yes.
And you send me the presentation.
So I can also announce the portfolio. Right? We have that now.
A picture of that, please. Yes.
Yes, yes, it will be given. Don't worry, no matter. I'm just waiting for TFM and DSTV to That's how is it? Put it, yes, on his head. Nice. So Aliuka is the administrative manager of Gambians Got Talent. Thank you very much, Alex. Nice. So this one I will not sit any longer because my body is hot right now.
Yeah,
I'm not going to sit. Yes. Yes, exactly. Yes. So this one also please take it out. Yes. Yes, exactly.
Can I go online a bit?
Yes.
Yeah, you can go online. That's right. Please, may I call on Aliou Cisse? Aside Cisse Mandi Mori, the Senegalese coach. Thank you very much for coming. Nice. Hussein, thank you.